Good evening and thanks for joining us. We begin in Nova Scotia, and questions about whether lives could have been saved in that shooting rampage had an emergency alert been issued, warning people an armed and dangerous man was in the area. The RCMP now say they believe 22 people were killed, plus the gunman, leaving the possibility open there could be even more victims found. Among those being mourned are healthcare workers, a teacher, an RCMP officer, a 17-year-old, all of them victims of the worst mass killing in Canadian history. The RCMP didn't hold a briefing today. They did issue a release. It says the first call came in at 10:30 on Saturday night, a firearms complaint in the town of Portapique. On Twitter, the RCMP advised the public to stay inside and lock their doors. When police arrived, the gunman was gone and there were casualties inside and outside the home. The gunman kept roaming through the night, but an emergency alert was never issued. Nova Scotia's Premier Stephen McNeil says the Emergency Management Office was ready to issue one, but did not get a request from the RCMP.
Our EMO center was activated, has been activated. We brought in staff that had come in, those that especially deal with the alert system. And we need to be the lead agency. In this case, the RCMP has to ask for that alert to go out. But we had staff on hand in the morning to be able to do that, but it was not requested.
The RCMP say the gunman was wearing an authentic police uniform and driving what they call a very real look-alike RCMP vehicle. They say he did not have a criminal record. RCMP say 13 and a half hours passed from when the first call came in to when the gunman was shot by police and later died at a service station in Enfield. The RCMP aren't speculating on his motives, and we have been asked why we've shown his picture and used his name. Well, we're being careful to limit how often we do that, but we're not going to withhold any information because he is responsible for multiple murders. And with 16 crime scenes, there are many unanswered questions, including about the police response. Ross Lord has covered this story since it broke and begins our coverage tonight.
This country road is popular for walking. Now, in the small community of Wentworth, Nova Scotia, it's a symbol of randomness. David and Heather Matthews decided Sunday morning to alter their normal path.
I come out of the driveway and I said, no, I'm not walking down the road. And I don't know why.
That decision might have saved their lives. Minutes later, they heard the sound of what they now believe was a gunshot that took the life of Lillian Hislop, who was also a regular walker.
Lillian was a gentle person, sweet lady, very community spirited. She walked almost every day.
Heather Matthews feels if RCMP had initiated a widespread warning instead of using primarily Twitter, the outcome could have been different.
I was wondering why we could not have received an alert of some kind. We get COVID-19 alerts, we get Amber alerts, some kind of an alert to warn us that there was someone loose, and that perhaps if that occurred on our devices, televisions, radios, telephones, perhaps Lillian would still be living.
Along with hard questions, there are endless acts of tribute to the gunman's unsuspecting victims.
It's absolutely devastating.
Erin Barclay knew 5 victims, including teacher Lisa McCulley, known as a dedicated mother of 2 children.
Nobody in their right mind would want to kill her or anybody.
There's probably not a child in this school or any of the local schools that don't have a relative or a close friend that passed away over this weekend.
People in these hardest hit communities also crave a day that doesn't reveal even worse information about what happened. Ross Lord, Global News, Debert, Nova Scotia.
The Canadian military has said it will be supporting the investigation in Nova Scotia, providing tents, generators, and lights to help protect and process the crime scenes. About 30 forces members will be involved.